It was a quiet night. The sky was clear, filled with stars. Eli walked alone through the forest near his home. He liked the peace. The wind was cool, and the trees stood still like statues. He had taken this path many times before, but tonight felt different. The air was heavier. The silence was too perfect. Then he heard something, soft footsteps behind him. He stopped and turned around. Nothing. He walked again, slowly now, listening carefully. Again, the same sound. Footsteps, like a child. "Who's there?" Eli called out. Eli called out. No answer. He took a few more steps, and this time, he felt it. Eyes watching him from the trees. His heartbeat got faster. Suddenly, a voice came from the shadows. Not loud, calm, and clear. "Hey, human, I've been watching you." Eli froze. The voice was strange. Not scary, but not normal either. It wasn't a child's voice. It wasn't even fully human. "Who are you?" Eli asked, turning toward the sound. A small figure stepped out from behind the trees. Eli blinked. It looked like a child, maybe 6 or 7 years old, but with shiny blue skin and large bright eyes that glowed slightly in the dark. "I'm Zanny," the child said, smiling. "You're Eli, right? I've seen you many times." Eli stepped back. "What are you?" "I'm not from here," Zanny said simply, "but I came for something important." Actually, somewhat important. Eli didn't move. "What do you want?" Zanny looked serious now. "You're perfect for my mom." Eli stared. "What? If you're single?" Zanny continued. "Would you marry her?" Eli blinked. "Was this some kind of joke? Where's the camera? Are you filming me?" "No," Zanny said. "This is real. My mom is strong, smart, and kind. But she's sad. You could help her. You're different." Eli didn't know what to say. Was this some kind of alien prank or a dream? "Look, Kid Zanny, whatever you are, I think you need help." Zanny tilted her head. "I need you." Before Eli could respond, the sky flashed above them, a bright light like a falling star, but it wasn't falling. It was moving fast. Toward them. Zanny's eyes widened. "They're here already?" "No, too soon." "Who's here?" Eli asked. Now alert? "The hunters." "They found me," Zanny said quickly. Eli looked up. A silver shape was flying low above the trees, smooth, silent, and fast. Zanny grabbed his hand. Her fingers were small, but cold and strong. "Come with me," she said, pulling him toward the bushes. "No, wait, I don't even know you." "You will," Zanny said. "But if you stay here, you'll die." The ship above them made a sharp turn. A beam of white light shined down near Eli's feet, burning the ground where he just stood. "Run," Zanny shouted. This time, Eli didn't argue. He followed her. As she jumped through thick branches and ducked under fallen logs, she moved fast, faster than any child should. They reached a small hill. Zanny pushed her hand into the ground and something clicked. The earth opened up, revealing stairs leading underground. "Quick," she whispered. Eli climbed down behind her, just as another light flashed overhead. The ground closed behind them. Everything went dark. A soft blue glow lit the tunnel walls. The air here was cooler, cleaner. The noise from above was gone. They walked for a few minutes in silence. Finally, the tunnel opened into a large chamber, a strange room with machines and lights he had never seen before. Zanny let go of his hand and turned to face him. "I'm sorry I scared you," she said, "but I didn't know what else to do." Eli sat on a rock, catching his breath. "You're an alien." "Yes," Zanny nodded. "But I'm not here to hurt you. I just want to save my family." Eli looked at her. "And what does marrying your mom have to do with saving your family?" Zanny looked down, then back up with serious eyes. "Because if she doesn't bond with someone soon, she will die. If she dies, so do I." Eli was silent. He didn't know this child. He didn't know anything anymore. But he did know one thing. Something very real was happening here, and he was already in too deep to walk away. Asterisk, the tunnel walls pulsed with soft blue light, like the heartbeat of something. Alive, Eli followed the small alien child through the strange underground path. The walls weren't made of stone. They felt smooth, like metal, but warm. They curved gently like they had grown there, not built. He had seen many strange things during his time in the Space Corps, but nothing like this. Where are we? Going? Eli asked. To the safe place, Zani replied. Where they can't find us. Who's they? Zani didn't answer. She just kept walking. Her steps were light, almost floating. The tunnel opened suddenly into a giant, dome-shaped chamber filled with soft light and humming machines. Eli stopped in awe. It wasn't a base. It was a ship buried deep underground. Tall glass tubes lined the walls, filled with glowing blue liquid. Strange plants grew from the ceiling, and in the center stood a tall figure. She wasn't fully human, that was clear at once. Skin had a faint silver shine, and her hair floated as if underwater. Her eyes were large, dark, and unreadable. But she was beautiful. Not in a normal way, in a quiet, powerful way. Zani ran to her. Mom, he came. I found him. The woman's gaze shifted to Eli. For a long moment, she said nothing. Then her voice came calm, deep, cold. You brought a human here. Zani nodded. Yes, he's the one. I know it. Eli raised his hand slightly. I'm not sure what's going on, but I didn't come here on purpose. Your daughter sort of kidnapped me. The woman took a step forward. She was tall, nearly a head above Eli. My name is Kari, she said. This is not your world, human. You do not belong here. Well, I wasn't planning on staying, Eli replied. But there was a ship chasing us. It tried to kill me. I figured staying with your kid was safer than burning to death. Kari looked at Zani, her eyes narrowing. You said the bond was strong. It is, Zani whispered. Oh, just give him a chance. Kari walked around Eli, studying him like a scientist watching a strange animal. You carry old blood, she said. It's tainted, but familiar. Eli frowned. What do you mean, old blood? Kari turned away. Nothing that concerns you? You were useful as bait, and we will erase your memory and send you back. Zani gasped. Oh, he's the one. You can feel it, can't you? Paused. Yes, she had felt it, a deep pull the moment he stepped inside the ship. A connection buried deep in her mind. A connection she had spent years trying to forget. Eli crossed his arms. Look, I don't know what kind of alien soap opera this is, but I'm not going anywhere until someone tells me what's happening. Zani stepped forward. We're not just aliens. We're survivors. Our home was destroyed. This is one of the last safe places left. And the hunters? Eli asked. They work for someone powerful, Kari said. Someone who wants to destroy all that remains of our kind. And now they know your face. So now I'm a target, Eli muttered. Great. Kari moved to a console and touched. A glowing panel. A screen lit up showing Eli's face, alongside alien symbols and DNA strands. Eli stared. How do you have my DNA? Kari's voice softened. Because I once knew someone who looked exactly like you. Eli turned to her. What happened to him? Kari didn't answer. Instead, she whispered something to the console in her own language. The room dimmed, and a projection filled the space. A memory. A younger Kari, smiling. A man-human laughing beside her, holding her hand. They were on a green planet, filled with light. Then fire. Explosions, screams, the memory ended. Kari looked at Eli. He left me. Or maybe he died. I never knew. But your DNA matches his. Eli's voice was quiet now. Are you saying he's my father? I don't know, Kari said. But if you carry his blood, then maybe fate brought you here. Zani stood between them. I don't care about the past. I care about now. If we don't do something soon, I'll die. Eli knelt beside her. Why? Because I'm not fully stable, she whispered. I was created to be a bridge between your kind and mine. But I need both halves to survive. She looked up at him with wide, glowing eyes. And you're my other half. The room was quiet, but not peaceful. It was the kind of silence that comes before something important or dangerous. Eli stood in front of a glowing screen, staring at a single red line, his DNA test. It floated above him in the air, surrounded by alien symbols he couldn't read. He didn't need to. He already knew what it meant. His blood wasn't fully human. Kari stood behind him, arms crossed, her eyes dark and unreadable. Zani sat quietly on the floor, her small body curled up, breathing slow. "She's getting weaker," Kari said. "She doesn't have much time." Eli turned around. "You still haven't told me everything?" Kari walked toward the screen. "Long ago, our kind came to Earth. We didn't want war. We wanted answers. We studied your people. Secretly, we shared knowledge. And then some of us fell in love with humans?" Eli asked. Kay or I nodded slowly. We thought maybe our future could be together, but the council rejected it. They said humans were too wild, too broken. And yet Eli said someone like me still exists. Kari touched the screen.
Ow.
Another image appeared, a baby wrapped in silver cloth, held in her arms. "That was you," she said. Eli's heart skipped a beat. "You're saying I'm your son?" Kari's voice was flat. "No, but I helped create you. You were born from a human and one of our kind. I was part of the project that made it possible. A child of both worlds." Eli stepped back. "That doesn't make sense. I had a normal life. Normal parents." Kari looked at him. "Your memories were planted. Your parents were chosen to raise you, to hide you." Eli tried to breathe. The ground didn't feel stable anymore. Everything. He knew it was breaking apart. "Why me?" he asked. "Why bring me into this?" Kari looked down at Zani. "Because we needed someone who could survive both sides. Someone who could fix what was broken." Zani's voice was small. "You're not just important to me. It might be the last chance for both of us." Eli looked at her, pale and weak, her glow fading slowly. "What do I have to do?" Kari walked to a nearby table. She opened a drawer and pulled out a small silver device shaped like a ring. "But with tiny lights around the edge, this is a bonding ring," she said. "If you wear it, your blood will begin to connect with hers. It may save her." Eli took it. It was warm, almost pulsing in his hand. "What happens to me?" he asked. Kari didn't answer. "Tell me." She met his eyes. "Your DNA will change. You'll become something else. Not fully human, not fully alien. And there's no going back." "No." Eli looked at Zani again. She didn't speak, but her eyes said everything. Hope, fear, trust. He slipped the ring onto his finger. The change was instant. A flash of light, a shock through his body. He fell to his knees. His veins glowed blue. His skin burned not in pain, but in power. Kari rushed forward, breathed slowly. "Let it happen," Eli gasped, his eyes wide. Visions flashed through his mind. Planets, stars, memories that weren't his, languages he didn't know, feelings he couldn't name. And then silence. He stood up slowly. His eyes were glowing. Zani opened her eyes. Her face lit up. Literally, the color returned to her skin, her breathing stronger. "It worked," she whispered. "You did it." Kari looked at Eli. There was something new in her face now. Not coldness. Not fear, respect. "You're not just the key," she said. "You're the bridge." Eli looked at his hands, still glowing slightly. "What am I now?" Kari stepped closer. "You're what we hoped for. You're what they fear most." Before, Eli could ask who they were. The lights in the ship flickered. Alarms rang out. Voice, robotic and loud, echoed through the chamber. "Warning, incoming vessel detected. Code, red signal, genetic hunter approaching." Kari's face turned pale. "They found us." Eli looked at Zani. "Can she move?" Zani nodded. "I feel strong now." Kari ran to a panel and opened a hidden door. "Then we fight, or we run. But either way," she looked at Eli with fire in her eyes. "We do it together." The door opened with a deep hum, not like a normal door, but like a whisper from Something ancient. Eli stepped inside first. The room was round, glowing with soft purple light. Symbols moved across the walls like waves. It didn't look like a lab, felt more like a dream. Kari walked in behind him, slower than usual. "This is the chamber," she said quietly. "No one else has entered it, not since I locked it." Eli looked around. "What is this place?" Kari didn't answer right away. She walked to the center of the room, where a small platform rose from the floor. A glass dome hovered above, it filled with soft white fog. Inside, something shimmered, like a memory trapped in light. "It's a vault," she said. "Emotions, moments we choose to keep or forget." We raised an eyebrow. "You mean memories?" Kari nodded. "Some memories are painful, some are dangerous, so we store them here, to protect ourselves." Eli looked into the dome. "And what's in this one?" Kari was silent. Zani stood beside her mother now, holding her hand. "You told me never to come here." "I was afraid," Kari whispered. "I didn't want to remember what I lost." She reached toward the dome. The glass lifted without a sound. Light spilled out, soft, warm, almost alive. Eli took a step back as the room began to shift. Images formed in the air. A planet, green skies, silver oceans, laughter, music. Then a young Kari standing on a hill. She looked happy, so different from now. And beside her was a human, tall, dark hair. A smile that could melt stone. Eli felt something tighten. "In his chest. That's him," Kari said. "The human I once loved." Eli stared. The man looked almost identical to him. "That's not just a look-alike," he said. "That's my face." Kari closed her eyes. His name was Jonah. Was brave, curious, and foolish. The memory changed. Kari and Jonah were running, laughing. They kissed under glowing trees. They built something together, a small house by the ocean. Then, fire, explosions, ships in the sky, screams. Kari was on the ground, crying out. Jonah was gone. He left during the attack, Kari said. Or maybe he was taken. Everywhere. She stepped closer to the memory. I was carrying his child. But the council, they erased it, said the blood was impure, that no hybrid should live. Eli felt cold. So they deleted your child? No, Kari said. They changed it, modified the genes, hid the truth. They told me it died, but now I wonder if they sent it away. She looked at Eli, her voice shaking. You might not be his son. Eli, you might be him. Eli froze. What are you talking about? Zani gasped. But he's human. He's young. He's not. Kari's voice was low. What if the council didn't kill Jonah, but cloned him? Sent him to Earth with false memories to keep the peace. Eli's hands were shaking now. You think I am Jonah? I don't know, she said. But your DNA is almost the same. The way you speak, the way you move, even the way you look at me. Silence fell again. The memory faded. Eli backed away, his mind racing. I don't remember any of that. I grew up on Earth. I had a normal life. Memories can be rewritten, Kari said. But the soul always remembers. Before he could respond, the lights in the chamber dimmed. A siren echoed through the walls. Then a voice. Unauthorized access detected. Memory seal broken. Initiating purge. Curry's eyes widened. No, we triggered a security lock. We have to go now. But it was too late. The walls began to close in. Not physically, but in their minds. Eli felt pressure behind his eyes. Images flooding his brain. Places he'd never been. Names he didn't know. A child's laugh. Kari's voice saying his name. Jonah he fell to his knees, gripping his head. Zani screamed. Stop it. You're hurting him. Kari pulled Eli up. We have to get out. The chamber is erasing everything. It thinks you're not allowed to remember. They ran behind them. The memory lights collapsed into darkness as the door sealed shut. Out. Eli collapsed outside, breathing hard. Kari knelt beside him, tears in her eyes. I don't know if you're my past or my future, she whispered. But I know one thing. She touched his face gently. You're not just human. Not anymore. The stars were no longer still. They moved fast, sharp, like they were being pulled by something angry above the forest. The clouds cracked open as a ship dropped from orbit without warning. No sound, no fire, just gravity folding around. Metal, deep underground. Eli opened his eyes, not from sleep, but from something else. A warning. He felt it before the alarms screamed. Kari rushed in. They found us. One ship. No insignia, no message. Just silence. Zani grabbed Eli's hand. That's them. It's the ones who took the others. Eli stood. How did they find us so fast? Kari tapped her temple. The memory chamber. It's connected to the old grid. We woke up something we shouldn't have. Eli looked up. Then it's my fault. Kari didn't answer. Her silence said yes. But Zani squeezed his hand tighter. No, you're the only reason I'm still alive. The ground shook, not from bombs, but from something heavier. Footsteps. One said above. Double quotes. Just one? Eli asked. They sent a whole ship for one man? Kari's voice dropped. Not a man. The ceiling split open. Dust fell. A circular platform rose into the room, and standing on it was him, or almost him. The same face, same build, but older. Sharper, cold eyes, a black suit with symbols stitched in red. And on his back a long humming weapon, shaped like a spine. Eli stared. Is that? Kari stepped forward. Jonah. Eli's world tilted. No, that's not possible. If I'm him, then who is? The man spoke. I'm not Jonah. That was the name they gave to a mistake. His voice was deep, artificial, part machine. Kari's fists clenched. They rebuilt you. The man nodded and erased you. I was the failed bond, the broken path you chose wrong. Eli stepped between him and Zani. Who are you now? Da. Man smiled without warmth. I'm what happens when love dies. When duty takes control, Zani stepped forward. You're not here to talk. You're here to take him. The bounty hunter looked at her. His eyes changed color slightly. The prototype hybrid, more stable than the first, but still imperfect. He raised his weapon. A small hum filled the air, sharp and rising. Eli shouted, Don't. The hunter fired, but not at Zani, at Kari. The blast hit her shoulder, throwing her back. Sparks flew from her armor. Zani screamed. Eli ran toward her, but the hunter blocked him. She lied to you. She lies to everyone. She promised peace, but built weapons. Eli's eyes glowed, blue light rising from his veins again. And what are you? And what happens when someone chooses survival over soul? Hunter replied. They clashed fists, blades, light and fire. Eli was faster now, stronger. He moved like he'd trained for years, though he'd never held a weapon. His body remembered things his mind had forgotten. Every strike lit up the chamber. Kari tried to rise. Clutching her bleeding arm, Zani ran to her. Mom, we have to help him. Kari looked at Eli, her eyes wide. He's adapting faster than I expected. She whispered. Zani nodded. Because deep down, he's already made his choice. Back in the fight, Eli dodged a sharp energy blade and slammed his fist into the bounty hunter's chest. The older man stumbled, but didn't fall. You're not ready, the hunter growled. You're not complete. Eli breathed hard. Maybe not. But I'm not broken like you. Suddenly Kari shouted, Now, Zani! Do it. Zani pressed a small orb on her wrist. A wave of light blasted outward. The hunter froze, not in pain but in shock. Eli grabbed his weapon and slammed it into the floor. The chamber cracked, sending power back into the system. The hunter dropped to one knee. He looked at Eli one last time. They will come for you. Not because of what you are, but what you could become. Then he vanished, pulled away by a beam of red light from above. Gone. Silence. Smoke. Zani ran to Eli. You okay? Nodded, breathless. I think so. Kari limped toward them. That wasn't just a bounty hunter, she said. That was a message. Eli turned toward her. From who? Kari looked up through the cracks in the ceiling. From the ones who built us both. Asterisk. Rain fell in the forest above, but deep underground there was only silence. No alarms, no lights, no words. Eli sat alone in the dim hallway of the base, leaning against a metal wall. The fight was over, but the weight hadn't left his chest. His breath was steady, but his mind was loud. Everything felt cracked, like something inside him had been shaken loose. And he didn't know if it could be put back. He wasn't just human. He wasn't just a weapon. He might not even be. Real. Kari stepped into the hallway, holding a thin bandage across her shoulder. Her wound had stopped bleeding, but her expression was heavier than before. You didn't tell me everything, Eli said. She didn't deny it. I didn't want to, she replied. Because the truth isn't safe. Not for me. Not for you. Eli looked at her. Tell me anyway. Kari sat beside him. For the first time, she looked tired, not weak, but worn. You were not born, she said. You were designed by a program we created during the last war, a perfect hybrid prototype. Strong, adaptable, loyal. She looked straight ahead, voice flat. We called it Project Emberlight. You were our brightest hope and our darkest secret. Eli closed his eyes. So I'm not even a person. Kari shook her head. You are, because something happened we didn't plan for. She paused. You felt emotion. You chose things we didn't program. You loved. You disobeyed. You ran. Eli turned to her. And what about Zani? Kari's voice softened. She wasn't created by science. She was born. After you disappeared, I thought I lost everything. The one piece of your DNA remained. I used it not to build a weapon, but to build a life. Eli looked at the floor. So she's my daughter. Kari nodded. Yes and no. She's your echo. A mirror of what you were, but with something more. Something pure. Footsteps echoed from the far side of the hall. Zani entered slowly, holding a small glowing cube. I found this, she said. In the old data core, she placed the cube on the ground. A soft hum, a light flickered. Then a voice filled the hallway. Project Emberlight was never meant to create soldiers. It was meant to restart life. Was old, worn, human, it continued. If you're hearing this, it means the hybrids survived. It means you found each other. And now, the decision must be made. Kari leaned forward. That voice. It's the scientist. The one who helped us in secret. Eli listened as the recording continued. One of you will carry the future. One of you must let go of the past. Choose carefully. Because Earth is coming. Silence again. Eli looked at Kari. What does that mean? Kari stood. It means Earth knows. About you. About us. About Zani. And they're not coming in peace. Zani backed away slowly. I thought Earth was safe. Kari shook her head. Earth fears what it doesn't control. And now, they know they can't control you. Eli stood too. Then we don't wait. Kari raised an eyebrow. You want to fight? Eli's voice was calm but firm. No, I want answers. I want to know why they made me, why they erased me, why they sent me away like a secret they were afraid to keep. Zani whispered. Then we go to the source. Kari looked at them both, her child and the ghost of a man she once loved. She placed her hand on the wall. The metal slid open, revealing a hidden pod. Not for weapons. For travel, it glowed soft white lined with memory. Tech and defense shields. Once we launch, Kari said we can't come back. Eli nodded. I never really belonged here anyway. Zani stepped into the pod first. She looked back at them with calm in her eyes. You're not just my past, she said. You're my reason. The door closed behind them. Engines warmed coordinates. Locked. Destination. Earth, the place where it all began, and maybe where it will end. The ship didn't land. It descended, slow, silent, almost respectful, like it knew it was bringing ghosts home. Eli stood at the front window of the pod, watching Earth rise before him, blue, familiar, but no longer his. Not really. Behind him, Kari sat in silence. Zani held her hand, not for comfort, but to remind her they were still a family, even if the past was broken, as the clouds parted. Earth's orbit came into view, and with it, a fleet, rows of black ships. No lights, no signals. "Oh, no welcome," Kari whispered. "They've been waiting." Zani looked at Eli. "You're not afraid?" He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. "I don't have time to be afraid. I'm too busy being ready." The ship's AI voice chimed in. Incoming hail. Origin, Earth command. Message, surrender or be neutralized. Kari rolled her eyes. Same old Earth. But Eli raised his hand. Open a channel. The screen blinked, and then a face appeared. Older, sharp-eyed, wearing Earth's military gray. But his voice, it was warm, too warm. "Hello, Jonah." Or, should I say Eli? Eli frowned. "You know who I am?" The man nodded. "I've always known. I just didn't think you'd come back with them." His eyes shifted to Kari. Then to Zani. "We thought you'd return as a hero. It's not a traitor." Kari stepped forward. "He's not a traitor. It's proof that both sides can survive." The man ignored her. "Jonah, I was there when they made you." Held the clipboard. Zani whispered. "He's one of the scientists." The man continued. "You were the best of us. You felt things we didn't expect. It scared people, so we hid you. Buried your truth under fake parents and fake memories." Eli's voice was cold now. "And when I started remembering, we knew we couldn't control you anymore," the man said. "So we sent the hunter. But even that failed." The screen glitched static. Then the man leaned closer. "We don't want peace, Jonah. We want control." The screen cut off. Eli turned to Kari. "They're not going to listen." "I know," she said softly. Zani stood taller than asked her. Eli blinked. "Ask who what?" Zani smiled. "Ask my mom the question." Kari raised an eyebrow. "Now, in the middle of this?" Zani nodded. "Yes, right now. Because that's how we win." Eli looked at her, then at Kari, then stepped closer. He took a deep breath. No fear, no hesitation. "Kari, will you marry me?" Kari blinked. "What?" He smiled. "Not because your daughter begged me. Not because your DNA matches mine, but because, somewhere in the middle of this war, I found you again. And I don't want to lose you twice." For a long moment, Kari said nothing. Then she placed her hand on his chest. "You're a terrible soldier, but you'd make a good partner." Zani clapped. "I told you." The pod lights shifted, turning blue. The AI voice returned. "Bond confirmed. Hybrid union detected. Shield protocol unlocked." Kari gasped. "What?" Zani grinned. "It worked. The ship recognizes you as one now. A unit." The pod's armor extended. Pulse of energy shot upward. Above them, Earth's fleet flickered, their systems confused. The screen blinked back on the Earth commander, shouting, "What did you do?" Eli stared calmly. "We didn't start a war. We started a family." Kari stepped beside him. "Families fight for each other," Zani added, "even across stars." The pod surged forward straight through the enemy fleet. They didn't fire. They didn't move. They simply watched. Because they didn't know how to fight what they feared most, unity. The screen cut to black later. On a quiet green moon orbiting a neutral planet, Zani ran through silver fields, laughing. Behind her, Kari and Eli walked slowly, hand in hand. Peace had not come easily, but it had come. And as the sun set, Zani looked back one last time and shouted, "I told you he was perfect for my mom."